What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. We've got the weekly reset upon us and some fantastic new events to cover. We're going to be looking at quite the number of videos this week, and also the return of Zero to the Mechanic faction. And I know plenty of folks have been out there waiting. We need to really dedicate this week to her, as well as all the different events going on. So let's go on right ahead and start with part one of this week. Let's get started.
I wanna be immortal, like a god in the sky. I wanna be a silk flower.
So immediately when starting off, let's go ahead and cover some of the banners as we log into the game. Race Clash returns with the Mechanic, quite fitting for Zero joining. Anyone that builds up the Mechanic team can enjoy potentially placing better, but also trying some combos out with the characters that you have on your Mechanic squad. Tsukuyami's live stream. Here we go. This is the event that I've been alluding to, directing to, and if you follow us on the community page, preparing folks to look forward to, because this is the event where all players can access rare items such as UR pets, UR marks, 4 and 5-star medals, as well as all sorts of resources. But you have to be very careful of how you pick your resources, because if you do accidentally or by mistake buy the incorrect items, you could set yourself back. You can also save these resources for the future, but we will have a dedicated video to the Tsukuyami's live stream and how merit works, as well as how to choose the rewards that you want. We will do some impressions on this video, but ultimately this is going to require its own coverage. So we'll focus on that one. Keep on an eye out on the channel for that video to drop. But yeah, Tsukuyami's live stream, been looking forward to this. It's been 2 months and it does usually return. Next, pick your favorite pet. We've got the return of the laser pet training event, as well as new pets to introduce to us. So we'll definitely be covering that here, but you know, for folks that are building up the teams, pets are a huge part of your team building experience, so we will definitely cover the new pets, as well as how this event works in the end. Zero is coming at us with her brand new outfit. I won't say brand new, but brand new to me because I have never built the Zero. So her outfit has been available a couple times, but for the squad, I'm going to be looking to pick it up. This is her nice, cute little mantis array one with her beach outfit. So the summer, while it has maybe ended in some parts of the world, is not ending for Zero here. So definitely celebratory from an array. So that's what we got there. The banner immediately, non-existent code is pretty nice for the name, but Zero being available, we'll be doing some pulls this week because we want to build our own Zero as well. I've been kind of waiting for a DPS character myself to really pull into, and Zero just fits the bill perfectly since she likes to do a lot of direct damage items. Her weapon banner also making a return with the other core characters' weapons, but we're really looking for a base breaker. Oh, what's it called here? Yeah, base breaker. Nice. Yeah, really leaning into the Mechanic burst damage niche, with marks also returning, and these actually being quite important for Zero. We'll just go ahead and talk about them right now. Pulse mark, allowing her to stack damage boost the enemies that are in the magnetic storm state, which is what all the mechanics are about anyways. If the attack makes a critical strike, reduces the target's damage resistance to crit damage resistance by 5%, stacking up to 3 times and lasting up to 2 turns, with this mark being worth 3 on the team. Magnetic conduction is good for characters that like to apply magnetic storm, and just works out well for making sure that a magnetic storm mark is placed onto the enemy at the start of the battle, as well as a second turn, just to make sure that it remains consistent and the mechanics can try to burst down someone very early in the match. Finally, the rose mark, which is good for Cheryl, but also works out really well for Zero, increases the attack damage of extra skills by 15%, and while using the skill, including any extra skills, you get an 8% skill damage boost. Look at that, stacking up to 2 turns. So after you use a skill, you gain 8%. So yeah, you can stack these over and over. Doesn't look like there's a limit to how many stacks, but they do last for 2 turns. So activating 4 times could increase your skill damage boost by 8% 4 times. Each of those for 2 turns. Very nice. So we're looking to try and get some of these marks ourselves. For anyone who was following along, we did conclude our Darken banner event. So folks still have a chance to go into Lava Vault, purchase your daily pack up to 3 times, as well as also check out the leaderboard for how your pools went out. Everyone probably tuned in to 300,000 Darken altar stones that we pulled, and so here we are, managing to actually complete the event, which was incredible, reaching the final box and also collecting some pretty decent rewards, which is another box. For folks who are saving, you could look forward to the Saint altar, ideally coming up within the next 2 months, as these seem to rotate, and by this time frame we're probably looking at end of October, early November for our next altar. So you can save all of your altar stones for the next event. Darken essence is not able to be used until the next Darken altar. So if we have light in the next 2 months, that means we'll have dark in the next 4 months. So you can sit tight, save resources, and go towards some of the normal race girls while we wait for their return. So we'll go ahead and collect our resources since we did light and dark, as well as the mark ranking event, which just concluded, and talk about how some of those play out. Mark specialists, nice. Base daily wedges, that's nice. All right, so as I was making a comment about the previous mark event, we now have the pet event. So for having leveled up pets, you can go ahead and potentially rank up, and I believe these boxes give you fragments, which include the 2 new pets as well. And looks like gems and pen enthusiasts, that's very nice. Ranking tasks, by obtaining pets, you just get them for free then. So nice, that's a lot of feed. So I will go ahead and take that for leveling up a pet. It's excellent. Promotion is giving us the items that we can make purchases for, which looks like it's just a single fragment of a pet box, but extra feed, which for 300 gems, it sounds like an okay deal, to be honest. But the other ones here for tickets, this 68 one, 3 times to get your pets is not bad for mid-spenders. To help accelerate the process of getting your limited edition pets. I want to say limited, but they are a little bit more difficult to get since you cannot spend Abyss coins for them. You have to earn them through passes or through the pet summoning event to actually get your limited ones. So the core pets is usually Cyber Elf, Old Star, and Fleur. But you kind of need to build up extra resources for Devourer, Tide Princess, and Lab Warrior. And then the 4 new ones that are recent, but very new, for Spider Queen and Dream Sprite. And for anyone who may be working on their Mechanic or Beast Folk pets. You'll notice that all of these are focused towards a race, with Spider Queen being for Evolved, and Sprite being for New Humans. But we'll get into that shortly. This event here is letting you compete on the leaderboard for some extra rewards, and everyone does win something. Alright, emergency supply is also here, so you can do your daily sign-ins, but get some weapon tickets in addition with a weapon voucher at the end of 7 days. Very good for normal race weapons. These seem to just have generic weapons, and this is an SR weapon. You get 2 of them though, which is pretty neat. And then the weapon tickets at the bottom. 98 tickets for that emergency supply. The Whisper of Autumn Breeze event is still going on, so as long as you are completing your daily missions, you will continue to earn some of these Firestones, which you can trade for more rewards. So we'll go ahead and do ours. I haven't done a mini game yet, but we'll go ahead and do it. You will not be able to reset the logins. Those are only for the first 7 days, and we are now currently in the 2nd week. Okay. And here's the exchange shop, which, for the most part, by the end of the event, we should be able to go ahead and clear it out. I'll go ahead and grab some wishes here, because we're going to need those for our character level. Recommend that you save these down here for the very end, try to clean up the shop with everything else you got. Maybe the awakened chips, depending on how many of those you need. But these are good resources for all free-to-play players. These favorite gifts and the star memory chests. In the Flint exchange, these will vary. The most valuable items are, of course, the vouchers. You can see that without spending, I've currently accumulated the 588. So you can get one voucher and one exchange for the weapon, or you can mix and match depending on what you're feeling. I kind of want to save my blue weapon tickets, so I kind of want to go for the weapon exchanges, but depending on how the RNG is when we pull rainbow tickets, we might have to grab a voucher and then just hope for the best. All right, so there we go with the cool breeze. Crazy roulette. We drew for our gems. It looks like it has not changed over to the new one, and we get to claim some gems. So out of the gem pool that everyone was pulling, we got to distribute, it looks like, a bit. This shop did not refresh either, so it is what it is. Maybe it refreshes on the next weapon one. Oh, it did. Okay, it's back. And this one did refresh. All right. So no prize accumulations here. And on this one, tickets are different. Black Friday voucher. All right, they didn't want us to use the other. Okay, this is weird. We cannot draw. Okay, so these are using Black Friday vouchers, so I don't think anyone can spin it. Maybe they forgot which currency to use, but if they switch it back to regular tokens, then we can go ahead and use it. I don't have any Black Friday vouchers. I've not been around for a Black Friday. That's interesting. These tickets remain the same though, so that's pretty neat. And we are looking at regular weapons. I usually don't recommend this one. If you need resources from here, including this pet box, it's up to you. But you know, usually the gem one is a better value because gems are used for more activities, and that's why we have the number of gems that we have, because we went for the 50,000 gems in the other crazy roulette. Just in my opinion, good value for tickets to earn gems for summoning or for activities, because we've got the pet laser event. So this one, you're gonna pick your pet and make sure you're very careful about it, because you want to be very sure about which pet you want. You'll accumulate pools, and whenever you make your pool, it'll give you 50 fragments of the pet that you want. That is how we built our fusang here. Now I'm not quite sure which pet I want to go after. You know, maybe a Mecha Phantom if we're really focusing on our Zero, but I also want to work on Tide Princess for PvE mode, so I think I might just focus on Tide Princess this time around. Her Water Prison is really good at just stopping anyone in the front line, particularly in the Abyss, and it also helped out a lot when we were doing the Endless Trials, so I like that a lot. But do not draw for any of these characters in my opinion. The Abyss coins can help you. Cyber Elf, if you want to spend a round for it, you know, just make sure you plan for it. It could help you break up to that 5-star if you're really close, but you can get these fragments of Cyber Elf through the Abyss shop with the Abyss coins more often than not. This event is usually better spent towards your limited edition pets, which cannot be grabbed from the Abyss shop. So human players, you can look at your Dream Sprite, which at the start of the battle applies charge, the ally attack. And that ally. Okay, interesting. It's applying our marks, but every time we take actions, you have 30% chance to stun an enemy for a turn. And watch, if we increase that, top 2 allies get the charge and apply a mark to the backline enemies for 1 turn. And starting on all the following turns, a 45% chance to apply that same mark to the backline for 1 turn. Okay, so I think there's a missing word here, but we'll go with the mark. Increase it. Nephilim. Is that the name of the pet, or is that the name of the mark? Interesting. So enemies are taking 20% more damage for charge. Every 3 actions have a 30% chance to stun the enemy. And your normal attack, which is your basic attack damage, 10% per action. I don't see a limit on there. So that's can it stack infinitely? Wild, okay. Spider Queen, I know this one applies Corrode. So at 5-star, you get the 1 layer of corrosion based on the highest attack of your ally, which could be... It doesn't look for evolve, so it could be Sienna. 25% attack to 5 random enemies for 1 turn. Increase all allies' corrosion and toxic damage by 12%. You definitely want this if you have Sienna. For each evolved girl on our side, you have a 75% chance to apply another layer of corrosion with 30% of attack to a random enemy. And the chances to cast again. I would wish that she could apply this damage for more than 1 turn, but it is just going to be then for 1 turn only. Spider Queen on an evolved team that's like focusing on Sapphire, on even Pluton if you want, Hoshino, but especially Sienna after this Darken event is going to enjoy Spider Queen with the extra increases in damage to corrosion and toxic damage. And it's going to include poison damage in there too. Toxic is like an umbrella term for this. Yeah, and it's just taking the attack of the highest ally and just doing extra damage over time. Great. So those are there. Sprite, human player is going to love that. And Queen, our evolved player is going to like it. So I'm going to put some draws into Tide Princess. I would like to get her up a little higher. Get her whistles. Get some more whistles. Three pulls. And there we go. And it doesn't matter which one I shift to. I could do 49 pulls in Tide Prince and then grab 1 copy of Lad Warrior with that extra guaranteed pool if you want to. Just make sure you plan that out. So we got to do our dailies and we got to do event missions, which is basically just sign in. And we have a shop to go with this as well. So in the shop, you can go ahead and buy stuff as expected, but the limited time sale lets you buy these phasers for gold, as well as gems, which you're looking for 500 gems. This one's available once during the whole event, so we have no choice but to buy that. We can get 10 more for 1,000. So 1,000 gems daily. You need to spend this daily. So we're gonna be squeezed for resources, it seems. You have additional evolution packs at a 200 gem discount, and then for any ticket spenders, you can buy more phasers if you want. I just usually buy the top 3. The daily limit for gold is good. I think it's just 1 whistle. But this phaser over here is going to be 1,000 for 10 every day. And then you get additional ones for draw line. But this is how you would build your pet. In addition to new events that we have, it's a Lucky Flip, which we've done a video covering this in the past. We're going to go ahead and select our grand prize from what's available. I usually start off with the mark tickets, unless you're doing something specifically with these, but mark tickets just immediately are valuable. And if you want to gamble your way up through the floors, there are good rewards. All I have here is, you basically clear out the floors that you can, and I think that we made it to like floor 7 last time. Got a couple of dark altar stones and weapon tickets and gems. But you're not going to get very far without spending, so it is what it is. Unfortunately, you can go ahead and grab these fires from your daily activities, but the most part you're going to find yourself needing to spend for anything. So we'll go ahead and do our marks. We'll confirm that. Start it, and we have 4 flips. See how far we get. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Look at that, we didn't get it. So you might find yourself sometimes frustrated if you are spending, because you would need to first clear out the 2x3 board, but all this space becomes more cards where it can become a 5x6. And then, it's taking us 1 fire. Oh, what is this called? Wish point. Okay. So you use a wish point to flip a single card, but later it could cost you 3 tokens to get 1 wish point, but 3 wish points to flip 1 card. So you can see how this starts stacking up. It can become troublesome, and I want to warn everyone about this activity, because you would have to spend quite a significant amount to get up to some of these higher tier rewards. With Tsukiyami's live stream event here, I would rather focus efforts on that, but this is a good way to just floor your way up to 22 and pull up a whole bunch of resources if you are looking to really push dominance on the resource front. But at this point, we're not looking at a major event with Darken being over. You're purposefully trying to save for a future activity or a future event. And if you have any questions about how to put those resources together, definitely come see us in the community. So that's Lucky Flip. Dice Adventure is still going on, so don't forget, folks, to keep doing your daily activities. Daily mine. The sign-on, I think, is completed. Yep, those are complete. So we won't be getting any more of those. And you still have the dice you can purchase for gems in the shop available to you. So just be doing your normal pulls. And if we look at our rewards, we are on round 9. So with our daily gems, we'll see how luck prevails. We'll be able to buy a couple of these 6 dice as well, the blessed dice. Say it that way. Alright, so Pinnacle competition is still going on. We've had a good time at this, but this did not turn out to be what I was expecting. When you enter our groups, or should I say our teams, we have a team of 2 girls, a team of 4 girls, and a team of 6 girls. Are doing their deal, and we've been losing the flags in our first team, but our second 2 teams have been doing pretty good. You get to compete 1v1 for 5 rounds with everyone that's in your group, and you try to capture the flag. And so you're just making sure that the teams that you put up on here have a plan, have a strategy, so that when they're playing, and here I am with this V Nami, we can do our lineups properly and try to win the battle. Support in the tank. I would probably suggest having a DPS on each team, but having your main teams built up with a combo, control, some support, and then your DPS to try and take out the enemy team's girls and capture that flag. HP seems to matter as a tiebreaker, so if you have more HP remaining and you and your opponent both capture 14 flags, the one with the most HP will win the fight. So that's still going on. It's going to go on for quite a while, so we've got a little more time in the next week. Alright, we did go over limited. Did go over the crazy roulette. Monthly pass is still going on. The trials are back. So a good way for you to earn some gems. Make sure that you go through the storyline for Zero. Collect yourself some icons for your gallery. But at the same time, earn gems along the way, earn shards also along the way. Because remember, these earn you 200 gems a piece. So there's 3,000 total gems here, 1,000 per chapter, that you can earn and put towards a summon, or put towards some resources as well. And if you complete those and the fragments that you get from the event with your gem gifts, and it's just by spending gems, you'll be able to build yourself a free copy of 120 fragments of Zero. Very nice. So the exchange event is here. Daily top up this time around is covering the advanced feed for the pets. Mark deal is also available for your Mark airdrop. What else do we have in Grove related? We have the Revelation Zero, so we'll go ahead and automatically spend 6 tickets on this. Why not? Get us a chance to draw a full copy of Zero, or just the regular 5 rainbow tickets. Rainbow tickets are just always good. Dancing with the Manta Ray. So this is where we're going to be able to pull our Zero outfit with the Manta Ray. Looks good on Zero with our beach outfit, all in good form, giving us a 15% stat boost for HP, defense, and attack. But just overall, a nice cute outfit, very good for the season. And it is 90 tickets or 180 outfit tickets. You can see we are not prepared. We'll see how the event plays out for us during the week. And for regular events, looks like the only thing new this week going on is that we've got the joint exercise. I've got Momo as my opponent. The groups are looking pretty well balanced, actually, so we'll see how that goes. Our folks actually remembering to put their 5 teams. You want to definitely remember that whenever it starts, that we are now in the 5-team format for folks that are in my cluster. Newer groups of servers are still on the 3-team, and that's absolutely fine. Usually it's after 90 days that all 8 servers in your group have been available that you will see that extra 2 teams open up. But I just want to remind folks, because I still see people in my group that are not committing to those extra 2 teams, just losing because they don't have those teams, and it is basically forfeiting the fight if you don't have teams, and could create some feel bad situations. So you definitely don't want to end up there. And then after 2 weeks of not having the rainbow shop, it's back. So you can get your free rainbow tickets, surprise packs as well. Just make sure to remember to get your free weapon and free rainbow ticket along with this every day. And you'll put those towards a rainbow or limited rerun character. Definitely don't forget that. And then capping everything off with the Tsukiyami live stream. This is where, as a base and potentially as a server now, you can compete to fill up these crates. And as you can see, I've had some merit left over from previous events. The way this works is that your base together can put forward merit to be able to level up the crate and get yourself some resources for the whole group. And over here you can see that there's also a personal, so individual players can level up, well, can donate to Tsukiyami, give her some merit to overall increase the level of the crate, but also earn yourself some rewards. What kind of rewards are we looking at? We've got the base rewards, which are pretty generous if you're a top player, but still plenty of gems and some mark items. Personal is, I tend to think, focused on the weapons, but also gives you a pet box and fragments that are for you, our pets. And the crate as well for filling it up is giving you a ton of weapon tickets. A mark box is a 4-star mark box, where if anyone doesn't watch my other video, you want to make sure that your first 4-star mark box that you ever get is put towards this accumulation medal right here. That's the first one that you want to get for your DPS girl, and this is the best way for you to get it, by working together in an active base. Remember that to participate, you have to register for a base and start donating in that base. So pick one that's active, that has other team members that can help you level up that crate, because if you're in a base with 1 or 2 people, you may not get very far. This is one of those guild events. But finally, if you get to the crate number 10, it's got rainbow tickets, it's got a UR mark box, which remember you can filter towards different other items for tanks, support, and DPS, but also just all-rounders, which are usually specific to girls, like Purify for Wendy. We will have a dedicated video talking about the rewards, the merit system, and how everything works, but to begin everything, I am just going to go ahead and hit register and get everything going. Go hit register, then you'll have all your dailies to do, as well as mission events. Just hitting claim on that, and I'll go ahead and go do my dailies so I can get all my items completed. Ruins exploration, training, and girl support. I think this one means I have to summon. Let me double check that. So let me donate some merit. This is very nice. Before you start clicking hold to donate, now you can just cap it out. So I've donated 10. Did that change my girl support? Or I didn't. I have to summon 5 times. Okay, that makes sense. Let's actually go test it out. Folks might be interested, so we'll do a quick summon. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining. Alright, girl support is 1. So you have to summon 5 times a day. So we've put some merit in there. Anyone from our base participated? I think we can check that from... not from there. How did we check this before? It's giving us all over our bases. I can see folks that are not in my group, but they're here. Blame all of these? We are at level 8. Someone has donated. Where is Morsta? Are we even up here? Wifey has donated. Very interesting. I'm a little taken aback. We have registrations. Our base is overall number 10. Our container level is somewhere. Personal merit is 10. Oh, we used to be able to check that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna commit this to the Tsukiyami live stream because there's some couple things that I need to follow up on. But that is the live stream event, and I'm purposefully not going into the awards for the live stream event because I want to save that for the other video that'll be following this one up shortly. So stay tuned to the channel to follow up on that one because it's just going to cover the value of some of the rewards that we can get when you exchange your merits, as well as how to do the merits. So I'll take a closer look at that one and make sure that we are prepared. But you can spend tokens, and for spenders, that is the event that if you want to wait and save your resources, your funds, if you are going to spend anywhere and want to push the value of what you can get from the game, it is from the Tsukiyami livestream event. So that's what we have for now. We have videos coming up reviewing Zero, her performance, her activities, and as well as the Tsukiyami livestream and other reviews that are coming up. So be sure to check out the other videos on the channel. Again, I really appreciate everyone for liking, subscribing, and commenting on the videos. It definitely goes a long way towards making sure that the content continues to stream forward. But be sure to check us out on the community social media pages, on the Discord, and ask any questions. If anything pertains to your team, that could be a big stepping stone. Got a lot of cool players there that are willing to help out. And just, share your good luck with your gacha. But that's going to be everything for this video. If there's anything else that anyone wants to cover, definitely be sure to drop it down in the comments. But that's what I've got for this one. Hope everyone enjoys and that your gacha pools are the best ever. Have a good one.